It's been a while. It's been a minute. Right, I gotta do all my customary sending everything out because I still am not really a professional when it comes to streaming. So I need to wait for it to, fill up a little bit anyway. So we're all good. But it has been a damn minute. I'll see how long it's been since I last streamed in a second, but it has certainly been a while. But now, we even have the best setup now. So, courtesy of Euronics, of course. So here we are. We can actually not only do a proper stream, but it doesn't look like shit. Which is a big, big deal. Right, let me set myself the thumbnail, as I do every time. I've tried to put a chat overlay on. We'll see if it actually is working. That's a different story. If the chat overlay even works. Which is something I'm being nervous about. But we'll soon find out. Cool. Right. Let me get the links out. And then we wait for a couple people to come in. So some people message me about this and that. So I need to wait for a few people to come in before we start. I do not have, like, a set power rankings. That's what this is about. It's about me arguing with people or, like, going through an existential crisis of, like, who's better? And I'm just looking through some of the rosters. This is going to be a very chill one. And then I have my graphic, right? We've got the graphic made. But, oh, yeah. I have content basically planned for all of them. I did the Streeter video. That was Reese, right? The chat really is not working. That's great. I did the Streeter video. So that's like the most recent thing I've done on Hamburg. So that should be good. And then I want to do something on every single quarterback, like an evaluation on every single quarterback. So when they actually announce who they have, because I have word on who they have potentially, like not a name, but like a situation, and it's media, so you hear things, right? I need to actually focus and put all my stuff on the socials. But I appreciate the question. Okay. Love it when it disappears off my clipboard. There we go. Paste that up on Twitter. First live stream of 2020. No, yeah, it might be actually. First live of the season, I'll call it. Because, like, it's been a while, but I don't know if it's been that long. Cool. Right, that's on Twitter. Let's go on Instagram. Post that up. Wait for a couple people, and then we can start arguing to our heart's content. There we go. And I need to remove the stream overlay, because the stream overlay isn't, like, the chat overlay isn't even working. I spent 20 minutes before the show before I even went live, trying to figure this out. Didn't even do it properly. So you could call me a technical savant if you wanted to. Alright, calm. You know what? I'm going to pop out the chat here and just have it on my screen anyway. There we go. Right, calm. 16 teams. Here's what we've got. I need to put all of this into like a folder so I actually have all the teams in one place. And then we can start organizing them up. I will, like, Cantel, which is where we get all the pictures to use on these graphics, is still down. So, like, I want to use the monochromatic logos I use for the superlatives rather, but like it wasn't working, so we got to just use the normal logos for a minute. And I think the first one's kind of hard to deny, like it is Cologne, because they've been so quiet. They've announced 0 signs. We're going to be using a lot of ELFopedia for this, by the way. Like, ELFopedia are going to be the people we use for, like, the information on the rosters. But I think Cologne kind of has to be first, because if we take a look at actually who they've got signed, it is no one. I know they've signed people, right? I know that they have, but it's not very clear to everyone else who they've actually signed because they've been so terribly, terribly, terribly quiet with it, which is not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. So let's take a look at ELFpedia, because that's where I'm getting all my stuff from. Because they're extremely helpful, and like this job makes it a lot easier. You have people like ELFpedia who do this kind of stuff. They don't have anyone. I know they sign people, but it's kind of hard to put them anywhere other than last when they have literally signed no active people. They lost Pinter, who was like a solid player for them. They don't have... Who else did they lose? They lost the left tackle. They lost their guard, I think. They haven't signed Will Lydell back yet. They haven't signed Bijan Harris yet. They haven't signed anyone like Carlos Hill. I'm pretty sure he played in Mexico or something. Any of these, like Ben Floddick, Yannick Lorex, Brooklyn Bafenda, all those talented receivers, nothing. Robin, they lost Robin. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for them to be anywhere other than like last, because damn, they ain't looking too hot, let's be honest. So we're gonna put them down at last. I don't think many people are really gonna have much of an argument about that. It kind of depends on how you see it, right? You could see it as who's the most, like, does a quarterback mean you're automatically better if you have a quarterback but you don't have anyone else, or if you have everyone else but not a quarterback? Does that make a big difference? Potentially. Who else could be in this one? So we've kind of got to look at the Endroners too, right? I think they've signed a few guys. They haven't got their quarterback. Their running backs, I still think they need an elite running back. Receivers, they got Sirac and Toth, who are nice. I haven't had a massive watch of Rashad still. I know that he played for them before, but he's also a basketball player. So let me just type in his name. Shit. Because he played for them for a while. But yeah, he's a basketball player. So it's kind of weird that he is being signed as a receiver, but I know that he has played receiver. There's his Euro players for his receiver. You can see there. He is big. He played in Maple League. 6'5", 220. There's the Endroners for 2025. Copper Coast Steelers and the Endroners in 22, 21, and 20. Played in the Mexican League. Top 5 receiver in all stats, undefeated championship. So he is still active in football, which is good. But it is definitely, when you sign a basketball player as a receiver, it could be good or it could be pretty poor. He plays a quarterback for them. Offensive player of the year in 2021. So yeah, he's played around. Wait, let me watch like a short part of his tape. Because he's huge and jump balls not really going to be an issue for him because he's literally a basketball player. You'd hope that he'd be able to get up and ready for the football. But this is kind of older film. Like 2021, that's kind of old film at this point. So he might look completely different. Oh, I hate it. If anyone's like watching, I don't think many people are at the moment. If you don't highlight yourself on tape, I hate you. I don't know where to look. A great catch. Put a little circle on yourself just before. It helps a lot. So he's definitely going to be a sideline guy with that size. He's going to have good ball tracking. He's going to, you'd hope, have good hands. But it is just such a... It is quite an Endroners move, isn't it? Like, they don't sign Roby back, who was a really solid receiver, and they go for a basketball player. It's odd. It is odd. It is very Endroners. I do love them, but they are a funny team sometimes. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a great guy. Although I think everyone that I've spoken to in Europe, 9 times out of 10, I'm a big big fan of that character. I don't think anyone in Europe is like a particularly bad person, which is great. Alright, so he has good ball tracking, great size, sideline guy. A little bit body catchy there. I think I've noticed that a couple of the plays, he's quite body catchy. Yeah, looks like a solid receiver. Is he going to be top 5 in the league? Not my opinion, maybe. You know, I haven't seen like a full game of him, so I don't entirely know. But there's a top 5 in this league. It's extremely competitive. Do I want to put him at 17? At 15 now? Like, Gooden, D1 athlete. What's up, Ricardo? Good to see you as always. We're talking about current 15 because 16 is kind of easy. It's Cologne. Zek and Bork being homegrown's a huge. Miles Butt is good if he can stay healthy. Crenshaw. Yeah, I know, right? It looks so much better, right? It looks so much better. It does look good. It looks a bit purplish at the moment because of like just outside and how the way that the sun is. But it does look pretty great. And then this will be the setup for ELF Live and the setup for everything. This will be just the setup. I don't move the camera. Like the camera is just permanently on this tripod. So I don't have to reframe everything. Yeah, so like he's extremely good. It's always hard, right? Because they sign two. I have eyelashes. Hell yeah. They always sign two American that's defensive end or a linebacker, and I really don't like that. I don't think it's going to work. Like, it never does really work. They got kind of exposed last year for doing that. And they went after the opposite of Dion, because Dion is so good. Dion is as good as some American corners, if not better. Miles is a good cornerback, but he's injury prone. So you're going to have Miles at number 1. You're going to have Miles take on an American receiver. You're going to have Zach over the top, maybe in a single high. And then Alexander's going to play as a box safety because he's basically, you know, that's what he did for Prague for years. So maybe they're in comparison. I don't think anyone. Berlin, maybe actually. Maybe Berlin, but they do have Sullivan, who's the top. Where would I have Sullivan? Top 5, top 6 quarterback in the league. He's top half, absolutely. Bias Zabula, he's really, really good. Nicholas Schramm is one of the better. Like, he's a solid German receiver. Tyler Foster is young, he's not ready to start yet, but Schumann's an all-star. Bolton's good when he's healthy. Grossman Kleinman is a good player when he's developing, but he's still young. They did get Marcel Averas-Plata, who I'm very excited about because he's a very good linebacker, and I'm kind of sad for Hamburg that they lost him. Felix is an E. He's fine. He's a solid corner. He's not one of the best corners. They got Thibault and Garrett back. I don't think either of them are like top level athletes at the defensive back position. So them or the Enthroners. Because none of these. It's none of these. It's definitely none of these. Woody Patterson, interesting. Ooh, let me have a quick look at sports metrics. I'm not just going to go just off stats, just for names. Because Markel, I think, is, like, Willie is great, but I think I'd take Markel. I'd take, why is this taking so long to load? There we go. Markel, I think Willie and Roby are, like, really close. I'd take, Stanley over. Aaron Jackson's not in the left anymore. Reese Horn, yeah. Austin, probably. So I think he's top half. He's top half. He will be in like the. Why is sports metrics being so weird? I think he's in my top 8 to 10. Yeah, top 8 to 10 feels fair. It's kind of tough with receivers though, right? Because it's just so competitive. You've got like the guys that always am so good. Aaron Jackson's leaving, by the way. And then you got Keenan Cole, who's just come in. So like Keenan Cole, you'd expect to be number 1, given he's an NFL veteran. Like he just is an NFL veteran, which is insane. So I'd have him at top. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he is really, really good. Probably one of the best releases. You know, I've done a video about him, so I'm a big fan. So I'm torn. Oh, Helvetic. No, they've just got NFL receiver. They're not number 15. So it's between the Enthroners and Berlin. Can I do a poll? I can do a poll. We're going to do a poll. Yeah, throwing everything around. Because I got a new desk too. Like, that's why everything's in a different place. I got a new desk, so I'm still getting used to that. Berlin or Enthroners? Fuck off, kind of. I'm joking. I love you. So this is for 15. I'll leave that for a few minutes. Let it marinate. Let it go through your thought process. But I think it's kind of got to be between one of them, right? Because they're both not doing too great. But I do think that this season is by far the most competitive. Like, other than Cologne, everyone has some good signings. And I know Cologne have had, like, if anyone's here that wasn't here a second ago, I know who's Cologne have signed, but I'm still going to have them here. Because we're only going off current signings, except in one team that I'm not going to name by name. But, like, they've been quiet, but they're one of the better teams, and I know who they've signed. And it's fucking crazy, so you have to wait for that one. Alright, we'll leave it for what? What time is it now? We'll leave it for a couple of minutes. Give it a minute. We want to let it sit for a second. Let me try and find... I didn't label anything. So we need to find the logos. I think Berlin was up here. Yes, it was. Hell yeah. I need to make these the right size. Because one of these will be 14 and the other one will be 15. Like, it'll be like that, or it'll be the other way around. So we'll give it a second. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you. It's been a while. Everything looks a little bit cleaner now. I haven't shaved in a few days, and I think that's going to show up a little bit more on improved live streams of just bad hairline and stuff like that. This is for 15 and 14. So who is 15 is the poll. It's between these two teams. So you're voting for whoever is 15. And then whoever doesn't get that is going to be 14. Wait, you can hate watch all you... I'm going to be hate watching Nordic just for you. Like, you know what, yeah? Let me just have a quick look at Nordic's team. Alright, so let's have a little look at their DBs. This is non-biased, by the way. This is fully just... So, Chad, baller, obviously. Nielsen, baller. Glenn, baller. Philip Holm, that's actually now that I look at it, that's actually a crazy DB room. Like, I was coming here to hate on this dude, because, like, he's some, like, British guy that, you know, he's fine. But, now that I'm looking at that DB room, that's actually crazy. So, what I'm thinking is, corner, hold on. So, they've said they want to play Edwards at corner 1. So, corner 1, corner 2, free safety, strong safety, nickel or nickel, and then depth, which is kind of mad. I agree. Well, Sullivan led the league in passing yards this season. Yeah. 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Like, that's pretty good. That's top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top 7 in that. And then, you know, he was third for interceptions, but he also played, you know, Weed was a risky guy, and Fulford just wasn't very good, so he's tied with Perry. Perry actually had 10 interceptions. That's kind of mad. I didn't realise he had that many. Egan had 9. Offensive line was terrible. Duncan had 9, but he was also got 27 touchdowns. Yeah, I do think that he is a good player. I do like him. Yeah. I mean, there you go. So, I'm sure your wife would be furious if you had the Enthroners at lower. So we'll have... Enthroners are winning though, so... I'll give it another minute, just for Marcus's in-laws. I'll give it one more minute. That's all I've been saying. Yeah. Yeah, he's a really good dual threat. I think people forget how good he is with his legs. Like, I was watching some of the tape for... Who was I watching it for? It was one of the nickels that I just posted on for, like, the nickel post. I was watching him against Berlin. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot how actually mobile Sullivan is. Yeah, I mean, they're not great, to be honest, Marcus. Berlin are just their quarterback and a few talented players. Where are Berlin this season? Always there. Berlin are just Sullivan, Bias, a few young players, and a few like players that could be good if not hurt. They're quiet. And they took a while to sign the social media team. Oh my god, those graphics when they first came out was so funny. They were so bad. That's the word. You didn't even like do players. They didn't even select the person to cut them out. And then the Enthroners are without a quarterback. I've heard they have their quarterback. They just haven't announced it. I don't know who it is though. And they are good receiver core. I do think this is one of the most underrated receiver cores. That's like a solid 3. You got Rashad at the edge, Sirok and Tortos, one of the like better homegrown receivers in the league. It's just that defense that worries me. So, tough one. Right, Enthroners have won the poll. Yeah. They were awful. So Enthroners won the poll, or rather lost the poll, I guess. So they're coming at 15. Berlin. By the way, right, this is one thing I've prepped for. If any players want to call their shot, and I'm looking at someone very in particular that likes calling their shot in DMs but doesn't like calling their shot in actual physical media, I will make like a European power rankings, like Matt Bressington, and then I can put someone else, players power rankings. If anyone wants to call their shot, I might make like a condensed version of this just so it's not so small and put all of them in one. Just in case anyone's feeling like they want to put that. I'm just saying, because a lot of players talk to me. Not a lot of players want to put that opinion. I'm looking at one person very in particular, by the way. This is so targeted, like you wouldn't believe. Alright, 13. We're coming at that upper mid. Actually, no, it's still kind of lower mid. We've got the Enthroners. We've done them. Let's have a look. So Cologne done. Galaxy. They don't have their quarterback, but I just did a podcast about the Galaxy yesterday. With the Galaxy. That's true. You could do like a top 5. Anyway. Paris, no, that's way better than that. Surge, way better than that. Mercenaries, now that they've signed Cole, I think they'll get a lot more looks. However, this still worries me. Their offensive line is still not great. Like, you can have the best receiver potentially that the league has ever seen in Keelan Cole, and Milan Spiller is obviously Milan Spiller, but you don't have an offensive line really. They got Morum, who is solid but wasn't as good last year as he was the year before. Niels Meyer is decent, but I still think they need a lot more. And how many? They got 2 E's left. I'm spending both of those E's on offensive line. If I'm Helvetic, both of those are going on offensive line. It's not even close. Mm. But then they're lacking in other places. Like, they're a weird team. They actually might be 13. Weed, fine. He's exciting. I know we all love Weed, right? What's up, David? How you doing, bro? Isaiah Weed is fun, but I don't think he can win a championship, my opinion. Terrell's a good running back. Just he's an ELF rookie, so we need to see how he steps up. But he is solid. But offensive line, receivers stacked, but is it? I didn't know that. What's up, Dion? Mercenaries have more issues in the offensive line. Yeah, no, absolutely. Fuck yeah, they do. 100%. Tight end, I'm still questionable. You're not wrong though, Dion. I know you retracted it, but I know you're not wrong. Linebackers, I'm a big fan of Timothy. I haven't watched a ton of this dude, Tom. Have a quick look if he's on Europlayers. He is. Let's have a quick scan of his tape. So, 27, 6'1", 212. That's quite light for a linebacker if that is his build weight, to use a WWE term. Playing for they're what, they're GFL 2? Interesting. This looks like Aussie ball. He looks a little bit flat-footed now. Yeah, I thought so. But Weed came from GFL too, so, you know. I don't think he looks like a coverage linebacker. And 212 is not big for so he does not look like he has the fastest footwork. I'm sure he's a great tackler. Yeah, I imagine he comes from a rugby background. A lot of British and Australian American football players do. Put your tape on. I will at some point, bro. Do you want to be at 13 in the power rankings, though? I will put your tape on there if you want. Yeah, so he looks like he has decent vision, solid tackling, but he just looks a little bit slow. My opinion. You know? So, linebackers, he's more of an edge anyway. He can kind of play all over, but I do like Timothy. He's a potential star for them. Defensive line, Mike's a good interior defensive lineman. They've got DeMarco, who's a savage. They haven't got a lot of their talent though, because they don't have Honey's not signed, and a couple of the other guys are in the Swiss league. Still, they might come back as the Swiss season's finished, but the fact they're not starting with the team is a concern. Defensive back, you got Marco Illich, who I need to watch Marco Illich because I've watched Milos Illich a ton. They're twins. In case you didn't know, we do have twins. Yeah, so there we go. So he's basically come from a GFL team that's in the 3rd division. So Marco Illich is the twin brother of Milos Illich, who plays for the Panthers. I don't think they're identical. I'm not sure because honestly, when it comes, this is such a fucking scouting niche thing. When you have twin players, it's kind of important to differentiate if they are identical or not, because they will have the same athletic genes, which is just so stupidly fun. Yes, so I've watched a lot more Milos than I have Marco. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot you're going to Nottingham. I would be going to that, but I cannot. Alright, this isn't even loading. You gotta let me know how that goes. UE playing Nottingham in a bit of a grudge match. I think it's going to be I'm wearing a UE thing at the moment to represent. I don't think it's going to be close. I think UE are going to slap him by 40. Nevertheless, this is not working. We go and just search up on... See, this is why... That's funny. I put American. American. This is why you need to have your film on multiple platforms, because Huddle does not work every time. If I cannot search your name and it doesn't come up with you immediately, that's a problem. No, it's the 5th division. Holy shit. Okay, so... Tough. We don't really know what Marco looks like. But... Milos, I don't want to compare the two because that'd be unfair, but he's a big dude, 6'4", 210. It's a body type which is referred... Not many of them have. Tony has. Miles is 6'2", so he's not as big, but there's a couple bigger DBs. Jock Crawford at safety is just something. It's something. Jock's a great guy. Everyone I've talked to loves Jock, but he's not safety. I'm pretty sure the last time he played as a starting safety, I'm not counting the IFL where he played both ways, because that's a bit more common in the IFL. Even quarterbacks play both ways. I think it was in high school, and bear in mind Jock was in high school in 2004. So, strange team. I might put them as... Oh, man, because people are going to see it. And they're going to see the NFL receiver and go, what the fuck do you mean they're 13? And they're not going to take into account the offensive line. But realistically, who else is competing with them? Because no, we've already got Cologne. We damn know well these three ain't 13. Mercenaries maybe. Bravos, they ain't 13. Ravens aren't 13. Tyrol are not 13. Berlin are done. Hamburg. Let's have a look at what they've got. Because they've signed a ton, but they haven't signed a bunch. Actually, they have signed a fucking lot now that I think about it. Waiting on an American quarterback. Great running back room. Solid receiver room. You'll have Terry on the edge. You'll have Madden Siestro. And you'll have Sek. That'll be your starting three. And then Jakob was actually good last season too. Cruz. They've got a solid offensive line. It's not fantastic. Baffy's a good player. I actually like Shalom Baffy. Frank Tyrrell, I've done a post on him. Defensive line, I've got Kyle Kitchen. Their defense is really solid. I don't know too much about him. It's fine. Like, I think they're probably about 10 to like 13. So, you know, maybe. That's true. That is true. But I think Prague are better than them at the moment because they've got some really great DBs. Panthers, they've got not a ton. They've got David there. They've got Daryl Stewart. They've got Banat. They've got, that's not a third. They've got Ezra. Yeah, that's not Ezra. Sorry, that's not a fucking 13. I think I might put them because Munich have not a ton actually. So maybe Munich. Maybe we put Munich at. I can't tell you. At 13, it'll be between Munich and the Mercs. Because Munich have Tabor. I think he's solid, but you know he's still really, really young. Justin Rodney, great runner. He was really good. Most scrimmage yards for a German running back last season in the history. Martin Rouge is a baller. Philip, I think, is an underrated tight end. Harry Sayer, solid. Ioannis, it's awesome. You got Kevin, who's back. I think it's a solid team, but they just don't have too many signs. So, this is going to be for 13 and 12. But the poll, I will make that clear on the poll. Who is 13? The Mercs or the Ravens? Yeah, we do, man. We like Daryl Stewart. He had a great run. Just wait for that to come through. What? Oh, right, my bad. I'll do that now. Oh, the Mercs just signed someone. He's a Swiss DB 31 minutes ago. Yeah, let me put that up. Me and fourth down. Do you want to do one too? First down. Do you want to do one as well? You can have mine and yours on the same thing. And put another link in the thing while that just marinates a little bit. Give that some time. Oh my god, I didn't even put it on Reddit. I should have put it on Reddit. Let me put it on Reddit. Completely forgot about Reddit. I actually get quite a lot of views when I put it on Reddit, so I should have done that. Yeah. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, bro. Right, r/ELF. Pre-season live stream. Power rankings. There we go. There we go. So I'll let that sit while we wait for this one. So this is for 13. Let me find my logos. Because again, should have planned this a little bit better with naming things. Right, there's Munich. Oh no, we like Chad though. Chad's going to have a good season, I think. Especially with the really good defensive backs of that team. Right there, they're both next to each other. How helpful. What I should have done is put them in like the same thing. Yes, I can do that. There we go. Right, that's it. Yeah, we'll do, if you want to make your own one, then we can have mine and yours, and we can spark some controversy. And then if we have some players who want to get in on it, I wouldn't mind. Because I'll do like this one, like the third, like this set, and I can make one with just like all 16 teams in a row. And that'll be fine. I could do like one slide for me, one side for first down, one side for maybe for like Alex. You want it in? Jamal, maybe? We'll have it. Right. Make the Ravens one smaller because, you know what? I wish the Ravens, rather than this logo, would just use this. Because I have to cut that out every time. Every time I have to cut that out. Let's just leave it. What's up? Fucking hell, Nick. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? I haven't seen you in a while. Ever since you were in like the backwoods teaching me about cinematography. Which I now have down. I've got 2 lights either eye. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This is all you. I've got my ring light here. I've got like my other light here. Taking a ton of electricity out of the house. It's great stuff. Hell yeah. Discord. Yes, I should put on Discord. I think everyone in Discord does follow me on Instagram anyway, but I will put it on the Discord anyway. There we go. Right, we'll give that a minute. Mercs looking like the favourites to be at number 13. Yeah, in theory, it's like an alternate logo, isn't it? Because they do use that sometimes. So it is still part of that branding, but I think it's a tertiary logo, if I want to be super weird. Like, it's not altering the logo, because they do use this one as well, but that primary logo has the words and stuff like that. You can't steal shit, Khaled. You don't even know where I'm at. Imagine this, right? We got an ELF player threatening me live. Oh shit. Why is the chat overlay coming up now? That's a little bit late. Ah, it's here now. No idea why that's here now. Alright, we give it another minute. Merc's looking at the favourites. Which means the Ravens will be at 12. Ah, well, I'm done anyway. I don't think they'll be too mad. Actually, they might be mad that they're at 12, to be fair. They might not be too happy. Right, let's chuck them in there. Alright. I need to go watch the IFL games at some point today. I think they could... I'm trying to think if there's any guys that, like, could be ELF level in the IFL. There definitely are going to be a few. But, you know what a lot of people... I'm not sure if you can hear the ambulance going past my house. You know what a lot of people misunderstood was the Austrian and Swiss development of Italy. A lot of people miss that. Because, like, it's split in half. The Milan side is Swiss. Like, so a lot of the Milano Seaman players couldn't play for Italian teams. Let me try and find that. Oh, of course. Let me try and find the actual announcement on the news part. I don't know why the website does this at the moment. It might be quite a while actually before I find this. Because it was split, but like people didn't see the line. Not sure if I'm going to be able to find this very easily. Yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, a lot of the Milano side is Swiss. So, you know, they'll be completely fine. If they do actively go after those players, that is, you know. It's a different story. What's his name? If you search up his name, I'll watch him on tape now. Alright. So we got those guys. We got Munich at 12. So now we're looking at the kind of teams coming into the mid. Cologne already out of there. Yeah, like, the Mercs could be really good if they make some decisions. Yeah, yeah, it will be good to have a new website. I think it'll be solid. Part of my master stuff how to make a website, and I've got a plan for that, so that should be quite good. But that's gonna be like a scouting website. That could be quite fun. Berlin done Hamburg. I think that could be a team that will be looking at this position, because as of now they don't have their quarterback, and I think that is quite a big sign. Linebackers I think are okay. I think they're all right. They got Rodion. That's huge. They do have some stars and some studs on defense. Oh man, Newman versus Del Rio is going to feed families. That's going to be so good. That's the thing about this one. I'm sure you'll agree, Nick, because you talked about it with Jadrian. This year, and I talked about it with another ELF player this morning, you could have like 6 teams at number 1, and like it would be reasonable. You could make an argument for it. Oh shit, 2025, Victor's back. Ooh, stud. He didn't play a lot last year. He had to like withdraw from the team. But he's a stud. Really like him. Really like Rodion. Really like Nazir. Carl Kitchens is Carl Kitchens, you know. I mean, I think they do need like a stud D tackle. I don't think they have a stud D tackle. Linebackers are fine. Offensive line's fine. They could be here. This is that's a potential. Panthers, I think I'm with you on this though, Alex. Because DeMarcus Irons, he's alright. That's an aggressive notification. DJ Irons, yeah, I do love the head coach, to be fair, Sean. I do love Sean. David's one of the best running backs in the league. Burnett, baller. Stewart, one of the best receivers in the league, honestly. Ott is, I don't think he's eligible for Rookie of the Year, but he's a former D1 receiver. Says a lot. Robin, super underrated tight end. Didn't get to shine a lot in the Cologne team. But he's good. I've seen him in person. Good player. I'm not really sure. Is that all 6? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I swear they had another one. It was a bit weird. But I can't remember. Meyer. He's good. He messaged me and he wasn't very happy about not being on one of my lists. But he's a solid player. He's not a guard. He's a tackle. So they'll have him at tackle. They'll have him at guard, who could be an all-star. They have Carlas as a homegrown, which is really, really good. Because he had a bit of a down year last year. He wasn't as good. Like, he was a consistent 8-sack guy. And he didn't have the most productive season last year. But to get him as a homegrown is serious. And Ott as a homegrown too. Yeah, he's a savage. I love Ott. AJ. He's going to be a Defensive Player of the Year, a nominee. I watched Ott when he was at the academy a few times. Because it's the academy. So I've seen him play. He's a savage. I haven't seen his practice tape, but I know that he's a killer. Milos, he's decent. I don't think he's an elite European safety, but he's decent. Atia, I kind of don't know what to think of him because it's kind of a difficult one when you look at 2021 awards because he was Rookie of the Year in 21. Kind of a different league. Can he be a number 1 defensive back? Can he cover? Who's in the Wrocław Panthers division? Can he cover anyone the Vikings? I don't think so. Prague, some really serious receivers in Prague, so he might struggle. Just being honest. If he goes and balls out, then he can clip it as much as he wants. And then they got this dude who I've heard a lot about. Let me watch some of his tape real quick. I have watched his tape. I just need to remind myself. Because he's another Aussie. He's a big dude for New Yorker. And New Yorker have always had solid players. The New Yorker are always a good team. Interior defensive tackle. That's going to be a nice move. Nice move. That's Kevin Kale right there. He'll have rookie this season. Yeah, look at the size of that dude. The divide is where they started playing football. So if they started in Milan, they would be Swiss. Allocated Swiss. Right. So they have to play for... it's where they started playing is where they have it. But Nick, it's divided in the middle, but the Swiss get the Milan side. So most of the players that played for the Milan of Siemens started in Milan. I need to try and find a graphic. Let me go on like their Instagram. Because I think it's like pinned. That's not what I wanted. Because there is a line. Why is it like signing me out? Who's that handsome guy though? Is it not pinned? That's kind of a surprise. Why is it signed me out? Typical. Right, but Jordan looks like a really good player. But I still might put... That's a good D-line actually now that I look at it. Yeah, they'll get like most of the best Italian talent again if they sign them. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure that's how it goes. Like because it's cut off like at the north, so Florence and stuff like that are not there. Like that counts for ease still. It's a bit weird. It's a band-aid kind of like situation, isn't it? I think if we do get another ELF team, which is possible in Italy, you know, I would like to see a team that isn't called the Seamen be in the ELF, but you know. Yeah. Right, so who are we thinking? Panthers, we got potentially Hamburg. Maybe the Raiders? They haven't signed a quarterback, to be fair. Right, let's have a quick look at the Raiders. Where would you have the Raiders? All honesty, Ricardo. No quarterback yet. I know they have one signed, but not announced. They're not twins? Oh, I could have swore they were twins. I think maybe, you know who I'm going to blame for that? I'm going to blame Jamal for that. I'm pretty sure he told me they were twins. How's Vanta? Great running back. Great receiver. Good receiver. Great receiver. Underrated tight end. Baller. He is going to be on the list very soon. Baller. Solid. Baller. Questionable. Good player. Like, they're around this area, I think. Yeah, I think I would agree. Mid-table, left sides. You know, they haven't signed all their best guys. So this is kind of a tough one. I think I'm going to put a three-way poll of who is number 11. Oh, I can't do a poll when it's three people. Can I not do a poll when it's... Yeah, I can, surely. Oh, I haven't ended the other poll. That's fine. My bad. Okay. Yeah, exactly. No Americans. They've lost a couple of their Americans to other teams. Okay, so we got the Raiders, and this is for number 11. The Sea Devils. And the Panthers. And then we'll narrow that down again afterwards. There we go, Milan Mutiny. I would not mind Milan Mutiny. I think that would be cool. I'd like to see something a bit more, like, they could be really cool. Like, they could have such sick jerseys. And if it was like a Milano team, there's so much cool stuff happening in Milan, they could have renamed the team. But, you know. Yeah, the chat's fucked. The chat's from like 20 minutes ago. Maybe even more. Like, that's literally as far as it goes. I'm just going to like shrink it down, but no, it just does nothing. What's up, Glenn? How you doing, bro? MVP. This is for number 11 spot currently. So which team is number 11? It is. It can be about potential futures. You know, we've been through all the rosters. It can be about their potential players they're going to get because, you know, some of them you would expect to sign certain guys. Oh, shit. What's up, Nielsen? Appreciate you. Right, we've just had some taping come in. There we go. Let me... Oh, but it's logged me out of Instagram. Hold on. Let me just send some appreciation to the person that sent me tape. I don't know if they want to be named. Let me send that to myself on WhatsApp. Because then I have a record of it. It's on Streamlabs. I'll sort it out. Let's look at this tape first. This Marco, because the Europlayer wasn't working. So Marco, if you somehow find this, your Europlayer went working, please put your tape on YouTube. Alright, what we got? Corner at 6'4". Usually that means they're going to have a really high back pedal. Which we didn't see on that one because it's a tape. Is this older? Because he's playing for the Tigers here. No, it's not that old. That's a step up from the Danish league. That's some quick bursts. Nice hips. Nice catch. Because I have an evaluation on Milos. Okay, so he is the older brother. My bad, I thought they were twins. Can't see too much in this one, but he looks, that's physical. Tackle wasn't great, but he got him down. Okay. So he does kind of look, I know the every single time a taller corner is like around, people are gonna compare him to Tony. This guy does kind of look a little bit more like Tony than some of the other people that I've evaluated there. Because he's the same size, he plays a little bit more corner than he does nickel and safety, which is not the same as Tony. But he looks solid. Nah, man. Marcus, you're a vet at this point. Oh, I quite like him. I quite like him. The thing is, this is a big question. He's going to have to take on some speedy receivers. He's in Poland at the moment. He's going to have to take on some slot guys in Prague. Like, Prague have a lot of slot guys. What's up? Oh my god, we got like everyone here. Shit. Jeez, we got everyone here this morning. That's why I thought I'd do it midday. Get all the time zones in at once. I think it's the first stream of the year, which is kind of mad. Alright, so Raiders are leading for number 11. Let's find where they're at. There they are. Nice and easy. And then we'll have another vote. Actually, we could just do the vote. No, we'll do the vote again. I was going to say we could just do it by numbers, but that would not be the most accurate because people would have different opinions. Oh, damn. Markel at Nordic? Now that would be fucking grim. But they've got... Hold on. Let me have a look at Nordic real quick. Just for... That's piqued my interest. Oh, that would be really good. That's a really good recommendation. Oof. I appreciate you, bro. I'm like the unk of the European space. That's what I like to think myself as. Markel at Nordic would be crazy. Yeah, see, twins. Then you told me that I feel like you said that the Illiks were twins, but they're not. They're brothers, but they're older brother and younger brother. I blamed you for it earlier, but you know. Okay, so you got Jake quarterback. He's an ELF vet. He's a young star. He's an MVP. He's really good. He's really good. He's pretty damn good. He's really good from what I've heard at camp. He's a very versatile tight end who can play fullback as well. He's a young, very talented player. He's solid. He's one of the best offensive linemen in Europe. He's got a great name. He's solid. He played for the Dragons for a couple of years. He's a freak athlete. He's an all-star. He's a savage. He's an all-star. He's an all-star, and we've been through the DBs before. Like, they're going to be really fucking good. They might be number one. But I honestly have not decided yet. Yeah, right. Let me do the next one, which is the Panthers and the Sea Devils. This is for who is number 10 out of these two. So we got Panthers. That's a Q&A. I've started a Q&A by accident. Panthers. Sea Devils. That's for number 10. I would like to see... There are a lot of young players coming in, but I don't think a ton of them are eligible for Rookie of the Year. Because Rookie of the Year, I've got it written down somewhere. You have to be... Let me actually get that because it's quite important. So, to be eligible for Rookie of the Year, as of now, you have to be born after September 7th, 2004. That is the ELF rookie rule as of right now. 5 and 7, let me have a look at their schedule. What would it be? I think ELFopedia have schedules, right? I love ELFopedia, man. Panthers look like they're going to be mid again, yeah. There we go, schedule. Can I look at just them? No. I told you if I see them, but I don't think they have a schedule out. Maybe if I do on the ELF website. No. If you can't have played this year to be... No, you know what makes me feel crazy old, right? This made me gag. I was followed yesterday by a player who was born in 2009. And he's like 16. Like, he plays for like in a German under 16 team. 2009. What the fuck? Criminal. Crazy. Right, this is like a super like zoomed in. I don't really know why. Is there any way I can make this look less horrendous? No idea. Alright, week 1, they should win that. They'll lose that. Close game. Very close game. You know, we have actually looked at the Prague Lions for this kind of range, but I think they're better than both of these teams currently. Because you got Javarian, who didn't have the best of seasons, let's be honest. But you got Baller, solid. Baller. He's actually very good. Underrated tight end. There's a lot of underrated tight ends. You got 4 E's at the offensive line, which is like how I would have strongly advised team like Prague and the Enthroners would go for. And then you got one of the most underappreciated homegrown defensive lines in the entire league. Like, Danik's good. Jan Stadi is good. Jakob Smudney is one of the best defensive tackles in the entire league. Like, it's a really good defensive line. And then Arthur Kingdom, one of the better young linebackers in Europe. Jalen and Ken, who are ballers. So, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I think that'll be a fun one. So, Panthers looking like the number 9 spot. And then Hamburg looking like Hamburg will be number 9. Panthers number 10. My bad. Where the Panthers says they are. Like I said, I'll use the monochromatic logos when Kanto is back up. Wish the Panthers would just use their like Panthers logo as well. That is a great question. Can I look at the schedule for this season on this? I can, excellent. Okay, so they don't play them then. I feel like they would. Maybe I'm wrong, but that will be an entertaining game. I think that could be a very close game. Maybe they don't. Damn, maybe they don't. If they don't, that'd be kind of a shame. I played Prague a couple times, obviously. That would be a shame if they don't, because it's always fun to see those teams that are around the same level. Play Munich, that could be a fun game. No, it doesn't look like they do. No, they don't. Damn, that's kind of a shame. That would have been fun. That would have been fun. I have no idea what's going on with the zone. No, not my area of expertise. I just talk on camera when it comes to all that stuff. Not my area of expertise. Okay, but I think Prague are better than both of those. Prague might be at 8. Prague might be at 8. Which, that's the thing, right? I'm going to watch this back in 2026, which is crazy to say. I'm going to watch this back in 2026 for, like, the review of the year. Yeah, but it's, like, super zoomed in, and it's not very easy to read. So we got 9. Oh, shit, man. I haven't put them in the thing. There we go. I can put them in like that. Cool. No, that's true. Yeah. It could be... Yeah. I mean, it would be a good rivalry. I would love to come to games. I'd love to come to, like, every single game. Man, if a team wants to, like, you know, pay for my hotels and everything, I'll come to every game you want to take me to. You know, I'll even talk about nice to you, of course. Right, number 8 now. So we're heading into top half. I think the teams that are here, Madrid are too good to be here. They're one of the early title contenders. Munich, already done those. Already done. So everyone, well, the Galaxy is definitely a prime area for this. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you're right. I did actually have them quite high last year. I believed in them, and I shouldn't have. Well, they had Duncan. If they kept Duncan, I think they would have been right. Galaxy, I talked about this yesterday on the podcast. So much risk. And it could be really good, or it could be, like, really bad. McKay, truly, I think, can be, like, a top 8 quarterback. He's coming off a leg break. Jared Armin, one of the best German running backs. Coming off a season-ending injury. Great receiver core. Len Hart, I like. Norman Schaum, I like. Kevin Kay, I like. Nico Strauman, I like. Terry Wright, rookie. Like, ELF, rookie. Not really, no. Tight end, solid, but not, like, crazy. Offensive line is, like, really good. Dimitrios is really good. Nielsen, obviously. Ebanks, obviously. Defensive line, I think they need, like, a really elite rush. They've got underrated D-tackle. Mark Anthony's a good player. Pinter was good last season with Cologne. Linebacker, I think they need more outside linebacker talent. Toby is a solid inside linebacker. Enrico is coming into a sophomore season, but I don't think he can be a free safety. I think they need to kind of move him around and play around with him. Sup, Lee? Sebastian Brandt, he's like a special team rocket. He's a baller. Shaheen Battle, rookie, risky. Finn, I've watched him since he was like younger on the fucking Sentinels, which is mad for me. And then Kareem's a former all-star, but he could be a really good nickel. He's probably a player that I would have put at nickel on that list. And Ryan Rimmer's one of the better kickers in the league. So, they could be at 8. They could be at 8. So we end that poll. I think it's Galaxy. And then it's Prague. Like, that's the two teams I've got at this one. We've been through that one, but this will do for this one. This is for number 8. Yeah, I'd like to do that too, Loki. That'd be really, really fun. This is for number 8. Lions or Galaxy. People are not going to read the description that I put for when I make this into a post. People are not reading that description. Oh man, I'd love to have like a not like, well, yeah, like a stand, you know, like one of the, like the booths they have for like the Champions League games and stuff like that, where it's just me, Nick, Jamal, Alex, everyone just talking on like a little Champions League table. That'd be really, really cool. That's Vienna. There's Prague. Why is Prague so tiny? Again, I will make... The logo is going to stay super small and fuzzy for a while I wait for Cantor to get back up. And then Galaxy. So it's between these two teams. And this is for number 8. And whoever's not number 8 is going to be number 7. I think at the moment I'd have it like this. If it was just me. I might have it like this. Potentially. I will. But you know how people are. I'll put it as way too early. I'll put in the description. This is based purely on like the signings that we already have and information that I have that maybe I can't tell everyone because that will come into play in a minute. And it already kind of has come into play with some of the rankings I put. But like people will not read that. They'll look at it and go, oh shit, so-and-so is at number 16. I'm going to like... well, I don't think anyone's going to complain about Colombia at 16. Then we have currently 50-50, so I'm going to let that sit for a second. I think Prague 8 would be reasonable. Frankfurt 7. That's very true. If Jamal does make it to again, that would be pretty mad. That would be kind of mad. Because I've met Alex, met Nick at the awards. I've had a donut on the side for like half an hour, by the way, that I've not eaten. So I'm going to have a bite of that while you do the vote. Athlete's diet, you know? It wouldn't be a Matt Bressington stream without like iced coffee and a shit ton of unhealthy food. Mercs. So you know what's a good idea? Let's have a quick roundup. That's currently 16 Cologne, 15 Indronas, 14 Berlin, 13. I didn't even fucking know if I said it the right way around. Anyway, they're at 13. They're at 13. Which I think is reasonable. And then that's our 12 through 9. Now we have currently, as it stands... Oh, damn, it's turned. It's turned. The poll has turned. It's gone all the way around now. It used to be 56% Prague. Now it's the other way around. Interesting. Interesting. People rate Prague high this year. I like that. I do think the investment on the offensive line is super important. He's super athletic. You know, he's a former D1 player. Those two young brothers, you'd hope they'd have chemistry on the offensive line, wouldn't you? Talent. I think there's talent around the field. You've got former All-Stars. I think someone was like, oh, they've signed two, like, old corners. And I'm like, they're 28 and 29. Like, they're not old. But, you know. Oh, man. See, I think I have the body of a 90-year-old man at this point. And I'm glad that people are respecting Prague's defensive line, because baller, potential all-star. Like, really do think that highly about Smutny. Like, if you remember when we watched the Czech versus France game, we watched that on stream, he was a baller. He was amazing. You don't think the Lions are above the Raiders? They've signed more, so... Yeah, Berlin. They haven't done much. Well, like, the Raiders haven't really done a crazy amount. You know, they've signed a load of players in Prague. The Raiders, we still don't know who's going to be a quarterback. They don't have their starting running back yet. They don't have an A receiver. They've only got... They haven't got any A's. So, you know, it's kind of tough for them to be... anywhere other than kind of lower, because they just haven't been too busy yet. Other than the Munich Ravens are like planning to announce a couple soon. They've nearly finished their ones, but yeah, but when you've got none of them, sure, if they had a couple, but they've got none of them. You know, like currently, if you put out the Prague team right now against the Raiders team right now, Prague would win, because the Raiders do not have anyone at all at quarterback. They have half of their defense. They've got a good offensive line so far, but Prague also have a very good offensive line, so tough. You say that, but not a defensive line. And they haven't signed all of them. Like, on paper, yes, but Bonatti's not signed. You haven't got, a couple of these guys haven't signed. We haven't signed him yet, and he's a good player. Yeah, you haven't signed like half you guys. So, the Raiders do not win right now. No. No. The Raiders, if you put Munich against the Raiders, if you put the Raiders against Prague right now, Prague would win because they have more signings. Like, they just do. Alright, the Galaxy, which means Prague, top 7, by the way. Crazy. I didn't say no O-line, I said good O-line. They've got a good O-line. Right, so Prague at 7. Galaxy 8. That's kind of mad. Maybe not. I wouldn't. Yeah, they've got no line. I didn't say they had no O-line. I said they got no line. They definitely do. Okay. So we got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let me talk about these guys. I don't want to take too much about Paz, because I actually have a video evaluation on him that I'm working on. So I'm working on an evaluation for him at the moment. Dusan is a monster. Dusan, great signing. Yes, we are. Because it's preseason and it's fun and it gives us stuff to talk about. And a lot of the team, like, look, they've signed like 20 odd players. And some of them have signed up like 40, 50. We are indeed. That's why it's called way too early. That's what we do. Yeah, Prague at 7 is kind of crazy. No, in my opinion. I wouldn't have had him at 7. But, you know, they signed a lot of guys. This is a vote by the people. Like, I have not voted on this. This is a vote by the people. And you guys voted at Prague to be 7. Like, you could have said earlier if you wanted me to put him down there, but you didn't. I'm just saying. Paz, I think, is... I'm not so sure. I'm going to be honest. I'm not so sure. Like, he has not started a game in the ELF. I'm really surprised they got him as an E. I'm going to be real. Because he wasn't a starting defensive end. And I have a lot of tape of him currently. Like I said, I'm working on a video. I think he has potential. I think he does. But I was watching the Raiders podcast when he was talking about, like, when the head coach was talking about Paz, and I disagree with some of the stuff that he's saying, which is kind of tough because, like, he's a Super Bowl champion. And he's like, oh, but he is really good on stunts. And I'm like, I don't think he is very good at stunts. But that's just my opinion, you know. What's one opinion to another? Anyhow, Dusan is a baller. Like, he is really, really, really good. It's not all about stats when it comes to... I wouldn't have went for Major. I wouldn't have went for him. If I was going for a defensive end, because Paz is a pass rusher, that's how I project Diego to be in the ELF as a pass rusher. I would have went for someone like Jai, probably over him. Like Jai Jackson, who was here. I would have went for Jai. Good pass, like really good pass rusher. Improved a lot this year. He was one of the players I said that would, and he did, which is why I'm good at my job. Because he had like no sacks. This is why stats don't always tell the whole story. He had like half a sack in 2 seasons as a defensive end. Because they were playing him as a defensive end, and he's not that. He's a rush. And then when Barcelona started playing him as a rush, he had a lot of success. And that's what I think Paz can be. That's kind of how I'm going to spin that video. But I do think he needs a lot of development. Like, he needs a lot of development because he does not have a rush move bag. Jai has a rush move bag, whereas Paz currently does not have that deep of a bag. Plus, Major was really, really young. He's like 20, I believe. Maybe 21, but he's a young guy. Anyhow, I've gone off track. Who we got left? So, let me just line them up. So we got Vienna, Stuttgart, Rhine, Paris, and Madrid. That is the current 5 that we have to organise. Yeah, any way you want to put this, people are going to get mad, right? This is a really tough top 6. Because, like, going into the year, we will do another one of these. We're probably going to do quite a few of these before the preseason. Prague will fall down to maybe, like, 10, I think. Maybe to, like, 10 to 12. And then other teams, like the Raiders, will go up when they actually sign the players, of course. But they have not. So, here they are. Kind of tough, right? This one's I don't really know how you start with this. You've got the Vikings, who are, I think, probably close to being number 1, if not number 1. So I'm not even going to like count them as number 6. Surge have just signed a couple guys, but they haven't got that much. But you kind of, you'd expect them to have a couple guys. But currently they're super thin. They've got 1 defender. You got Riley, who's a savage, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Tomiwa, great running back. Jeff Cotton, former NFL guy. Miranda, D1 tight end. Great offensive line. But no defense. And in my own arbitrary rules, I said about the signers matter. So they could be number 6. I think that's one of the teams that have a number 6. But as of now, people are going to clip this. As of now. Yeah, but this is just where we're at now. We could do that if you want. I'll do 2 separate ones. We'll do the how they are now, and you know what? We'll do that. That's a good idea, actually, Nilsson. We'll do this, which is how they are now, and then I'll do one separately, which is how I expect them to be in the future. It's a good ass idea, actually. I like that. See, that's why we have a chat when we do this kind of stuff. People say about Madrid at 6. Let me have a look at their roster. I don't know about that. Interesting. Madrid are one of my favourites. Reeds Net, rookie quarterback. risky. I know I said the same thing about Ben Holmes last year, and he was really, really good, and he's going to be on the list very soon. But it is a risk hiring someone who was a European rookie, for sure. For sure. Nico, baller. I love Nico. Edu Perez, really good. Ivan, underrated. Flores Calderon, we all know who he is. Aaron Cruikshank, really good receiver. Dragon, go and watch my video. They haven't signed their starting tight end yet, which I would do. Good center. One of the best tackles, like super underappreciated. Baller guard, really good tackle. IPP player. Everywhere player. Really good center again. Like, great defensive end. Actually, good defensive end. Great defensive end. Good interior. Young star. Baller. Like, there's I think Madrid are top 4 to top 1, honestly. You think? I really am high on Madrid. Like, I'm really high on Madrid this season. And then you got Andrew as well, which you also have to play in. Like, he has the last 2 MVPs, which is kind of mad. But people seem to be saying, right, you know what? I can do 4. So we can kind of agree that Nordic are not here. Nordic are not 6. And we can also agree that Vienna are not 6. So I'll do like a 4-way poll. We'll do Fire, which I do not think is 6. We'll do Surge. We'll do... I did not. I said Baller. I've got a video on Cabin Kaya. I love Cabin Kaya. Who else did I say? I'm forgetting who else I actually have on this one now. Paris. We didn't even look at Paris, but I'll go over them now. And then Bravos. Musketeers. There we go. Right. This is for number 6. So vote for who you want at number 6. We gotta look at Paris real quick. Oh, I forgot how light they were. Yeah, they're definitely number 6. Yeah, I'm gonna have to veto any kind of opinion. Yeah, we're voting for who's number 6. I know who they have here. They just lost Villambo. They've got great receiver, great tight end, great. Yeah, they're number 6. Let's be honest. This is for who is number 6. But I think it's kind of got to be Paris because I haven't signed anyone. But there's potential of who's going to be here. I know at least 3 of their signings. In those 2 positions. And they got Del Rio, you know. Well, Chris announced, right, that he was leaving. Let me try and find it on Instagram. I'm pretty sure he did. I would be happy to do that. I need to make more shorts. That's one thing I need to do with a lot more of. I always forget how to spell Villambo's last name. I should probably just go down. I can see how to spell Villambo's last name. There it is. Bar, not Villambo, my bad. Matt. No, it is Bar. Bo. What's his at? This is another thing, man. You're making an Instagram. Please make your handle easy to find. Yeah. We'll take a moment to thank the entire staff, teammates, part of this unforgettable experience. Loved every moment from the victories and the challenges. Thank you again. Let's continue this Oh, maybe it is. I mean, he's thanking everyone and saying that he's ready for an experience, so it sounds like he's moving on. Which, interesting. Interesting. But Paris are probably number 6, right? Yeah, he out. Which means we have these at number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Where's my other one? Wait. Who's not here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, at a moment then. Wait, who's not here? Yeah, it looks like it. Because who retired? Ugman retired. Columbo's out. Mukari hasn't been re-signed as of now. I think they'll go after Kantar. I think they get Nicholas Kantar, who was at the Surge last season. Right there. I think they go after him. Because I know when I was talking with Paris last season, like the very beginning of last season, like pre-season 2024, they were a fan of him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go for that. Obi's linked strongly with Fire. I think that's kind of like where a lot of people think. Oh yeah, Storm. I got the Storm logo. You're right. That's the one I was forgetting. Don't have the P. I guess that makes sense because I don't have the Kanto. It's still not working, so the PNG is just gonna be this. There we go. Yeah, you got it. Appreciate you, Marcus. Right, so number 6 is Paris. Makes sense. That one's reasonable. And then I think it might be Surge because of the lack of defense currently signed. They do have Fettig, who is one of the best corners in the league. Again, I think we can kind of agree that Vienna and Nordic are like not number 5. So we can like eliminate them from the polls and then do a poll of the other 3. Honestly, those 2 are probably my favourites for him too. I think he would be really fun at Paris behind... Well, they've lost Polly as well. And I was interested what other people thought about this because I think that Polly Sacramento is one of the best offensive linemen that we had last season. The Brazilian that played right tackle, but some other people disagree. And I thought that he was really, really good. And some people had him as like outside the top 10. And I was like, nah, he's definitely top 10. But, different strokes. People have different opinions. All right. However, I need to put up a poll. So this is for number 5. Who is number 5? Surge. Fire. Bravos. I would have the Surge in the current rendition of team. I would have Surge. We'll see how that ends. There it is. Couldn't find it. That there. Shut that in there. Wait for that one to develop. Because we haven't talked that much about Fire yet. But they do have one of the best passers in the league, super efficient, great player. Sergi, it'd be interesting if he starts this season. Like, he's had a really good career at Ryan. But he's always been the number 2. So it'd be interesting to see if they keep him in that role, maybe promote him up to a number 1. Justin, really good player. Harlan, probably one of the best players in the league. Jordan, risky, coming off injuries. This one I'm a little bit skeptical about Jordan because he did have a season-end injury last season. Tim's a good player. One of the best offensive line units in the league. All-star, all-star, all-star. So that makes sense. Good player. One of the best D-tackles, one of the best D-tackle. Like, this D-tackle unit is fucking crazy. Currently, I would have them as over. Yeah, that's how I feel. One of the best players in the league. Great inside linebacker. Great potential. Baller. Like, fire is still really, really strong. I'm a strong Bravos fan this season. Like, I really think they've got something. Like, that offensive line's one of the best in the league. Like one of the best offensive lines in the league. They got so much depth too. Like, you could swap out Ngami and put in Nunez. That's still a good line. You know, Raji's going to be moving around. He's IPP. He's one of the best young tackles in the league. He's a savage. He's a good player. Yeah. You know? I wouldn't, like, I don't know if Chris is better than Sergi. I would put Sergi over Chris. You know? I'd be quite surprised if Chris is an E player to Ryan when they could have Sergi take that spot. But we'll see. And then Spain just have so much, like, really good players. Like, they've got Alessandro and they've got Sebastian and they've got Mamadou. Like, and they got Hugo Rivera. Like, that's a good line. Linebackers are really good. Defensive backs, they don't even have all their Americans yet, but they've got an NFL quarterback there as one of them. You know, I'm really hot on Madrid. So the people are saying Surge, and I want to remind everyone, this is not what I've put every single one of them to poll. So I will be calling this. You know what? Let me make a whole copy of this, and I will call it stream because this is the stream's opinion, because I put every single one to poll. I want to make that clear. And Neil sounded a good idea to make it. I need to see under my laptop. There we go. I'll call this one stream. And I will make my own one, and then I'll make one for how I expect them to be at the end of the year. And then if any of my fellow analysts want to give me theirs at the end of the season, Davide, Alex, Jamal, anyone you want, I will put all of them. Right. So they look like they've got. I could also create artboards, but I don't know how to do that. So Surge are going to be at number 5. Which is, I think, going to be a little bit controversial to some people. I know a certain player, I can think I've got someone on my mind who's going to be very, very annoyed about that. Can't lie. Alright, so here's how I'm thinking it is. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I would currently have it. But we will do a run through. We will do 1 through 4. We'll go through each of them. So we'll start with Ryan. We just kind of went through him anyway. But, great quarterback, great line, solid options, but not a ton of depth on the roster so far. But they've got a lot of those key pieces back. And then Nordic, which are just fucking stacked with a couple of MVPs, a strong receiver core. I don't know if it is. I don't think it's that crazy. I do think the Nordic will be better at the end of the year. Well, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't think it's that crazy. Spain are good. You remember, Spain got to a semi-final. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really close. Also, I don't even have Madrid over Nordic, by the way. I don't even have... You gaslit me into thinking I had that. But no, I don't even have that. I was looking back at the roster, I was like, did I swear I didn't put that? But I don't. I don't have that. Because that linebacker core is great, and they still haven't got Jordan. Genmark Heath they could potentially sign, which would make that even scarier. Because he's another homegrown that's a savage. I've got him above Fire, but Fire at 4, man. That's still not sleeping on him. But they lost 2 MVPs. That's important. And then, who else we have in this one? The Bravos, again, talked about them. Great. Slept on talent. That's the wrong year. Slept on talent. Still got a couple of A's and an E to go. I think the E, they might... I've heard rumours about where they want to put it. Right, not rumours. I know where they want to put it. A's will probably be defensive back, let's be honest. And then Vienna, which we have not looked at yet. Which are just... Well, it's not disrespect. They just don't have anyone signed. And again, this is not how I think they're going to finish. I will do one on how I think they're going to finish. Let me talk to myself for a second. Future Matt, in 2026, when you review this video, this is not how I think they're going to finish. This is the chat's responsibility to vote on where they're at based on the current signings of the 16th of February 2025. Current signings only. None of the future signings that will get announced very soon, especially at certain positions. I made that very clear. Very clear. And throwing this top 10 is crazy, by the way. I want to hear your reasoning for throwing this top 10. Let me just quickly go through the powerhouse. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. One of the best running backs in the league. Underrated, love him. Underrated. One of the best receivers. Beast. Monster. One of the most unstoppable players. Florian. Probably one of the most unstoppable guys. I am throwing a responsibility on you. This is being a vote. I vote you. All of you have voted, by the way. All of you have voted. Offensive line. I know they've got some more coming. But he's one of the best. He's an all-star. He's a very good player. Alexander hasn't signed yet. Milanovic. I hope that he does because he's such a good player. Great player. So, if you remember a while back, and I'm not sure how many guys here would have been on stream, I said on stream, I really like Grundsteidl. He's a really good young player. And everyone in the chat was like, what do you mean he's like 40? And I was like, what? No, Grundsteidl was a younger guy. They're like, no, he's not. He's like 40. I was talking about Max Grundsteidl. And I got really confused because I was like, what? No, I swear I've seen him on the AFL team play for the Darcia team. And I got really confused. But Florian is his dad, and then Max is the young one, and he's really good. I've heard also this guy is a future star as well. Noel, Beast, Leo, former IPP guy, I think, pretty sure. Timmy's back. Lalo, Straight, Huzzar, Divine. It's a great team. It's very good. I mean, you could even have it like that, and I wouldn't be mad at it. You could have it like that, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, you could literally have it any way you wanted, and I think you could have a reason for it. I'm still looking for a reason for Enthroner's top 10, because geez, that's a wild take. Let me quickly look at the D tackles for Madrid, as you said, because they got Sebastian Bowen, who is a good player. I think that he's an underrated D tackle. Yeah, Bronny for real. Because they've got Alessandro's one of the best run-stopping defensive ends, and they've got Sebastian. He's a solid D tackle. I think he's good. But yes, right. Yeah, Surge need a lot more than what they've got currently, because as of now they're not the most loaded, but they will be really, really good soon, obviously. Alright, so this vote, this poll, is who you think is going to be number 4. Fire, Bravos, Storm, and Vikings. Okay, there we go. So this is for number 4. Who you guys think is number 4? Yeah, you're right, Tyler, but still. Again, you guys could interject and say, I think there's something. Yeah, it's a big leap. Where they are now, currently Prague are one of the stronger teams because they've made a lot of early signings. And they've secured a lot of their homegrowns. So, they're in a good position at the moment. Number 4, currently the Bravos. Honestly, in retrospective, I might even put it like this. I might actually put it like that. Now that I've looked through the Storm team again, I might put it like that. But ask me in 10 minutes, I'll have it the other way around. Again, bro, this is the... After I've done this full one, I'll do like the separate one. I'll do it of how I think they are. I'll do that as well. Call that my list. And again, if anyone wants to, send me theirs, I'll be happy to have them on. I'll make my own list afterwards, and that'll be like how I expect them to be. All right, Enthroners. All right, let's have a look at the team while I read this out. Okay, so the Enthroners just need a great QB, agreed. 3 great O linemen, but there's not very many of them left. That's the thing. 3 great D linemen, again. You've already used an import on the end, and Crenshaw is basically a rush. And a good running back, 2 A's. That's a lot, bro. You can't even have 2 A receivers and 3 A. You can't have that. You can't have that. I hate to burst your bubble, but you can't have that. You can have only 2 A's on offense and 2 A's on defense. So they'll get an A at quarterback. They've got an A at receiver. They do need a running back, but I don't think you can spend an E on it because I think you need 4 offensive linemen. At least 4. You got 2 Americans at D end because he's basically a rush. I know he's listed a linebacker, but he never really plays in coverage like that often. You need a D tackle, and then you need a fucking lot. They've got a good DB unit if they stay healthy. I'll see you soon, Marcus. Yeah, like they've got Janos, who is one of the better linebackers in the league. Like he's actually really good, and I think people don't appreciate how good Janos is. Yeah, there's a lot of Storm skepticism. I see people saying like they don't have homegrown talent. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I think they have potential to be the best new team ever. I'm not counting Vienna because they were already a team. Like I'm talking about Madrid or like Munich. Those are new teams. The Vienna are not a new team. But when people say they don't have homegrown talent, I'm like, no, you're crazy if you don't think they have homegrown talent. Like, that's a really solid receiver core. They've got some good defensive tackles and some really great offensive linemen. They haven't even got Zetterberg. If they do get Zetterberg, I don't know, but he's a really good interior lineman, one of the best pass rushing interior linemen in the league. You've got Ludwig, David's a baller. Hugo was like a first team All-Pro last year. Like, they've got a ton of players. Alright, so it looks like Bravos are winning that one. Why is it duplicated? I do not know. Why that? Oh yeah, because I've got my list here. My fault. Alright, so that's the poll. Bravos are 4. Fair enough. Fair enough. Reasonable. No one voted Vikings, by the way. That's mental. No one voted Vikings. Oh man, you said it's so obvious. Alright. Number 3. So this is who is number 3. I'm surprised at Fire at number 3. I will admit. Vikings. Storm. Just want to reiterate before I make it go live. This is for number 3. Who you think is number 3? We'll let that go. That sounded like GFL rules with how many A's you wanted to put on the team. Good question. Great question. Depends if you want to go for a new guy or an older guy. Here's every quarterback I have on my list. I've got 106. I could have a lot more. I've been slacking on my my quarterback list for a while, actually. I need to remake this one. I appreciate you, Carlos. Jadron's already gone. Ryan Griffin, I believe, is back in the NFL as a coach. Jalen. Chad Jeffries is signed. He's signed. I need to put Riley is signed at Stuttgart Surge. Wow, I'm a terrible spell. Stuttgart Surge. ELF. Not LNFA. Imagine for Surge in LNFA. Stephen Duncan's retired. That's tragic. Zach Edwards, unofficial. Epler would be a good signing. I'd like Epler, actually. Helbig, that would be fun. Ooh, that'd be fun. Epler or Helbig would be fun. Carlton Aiken, I think he's coaching now, not 100%. Also would be fun. Cozy Perry, don't know. Keontae Allen could be fun. Zach Kavanagh, he's just went to, where has he just gone to? He's just played in Sweden. Oh, he was literally just announced like yesterday. I can't remember. Took out Fields, would be fun. Fulford didn't have a great year. Theo Landers is currently, I think, still in Spain. Hamburg, I think, already had their guy. I can't say too much on it. I know only a little bit about Hamburg's guy. He's not an ELF guy. That's all I know. Did they bring back Mangle? Maybe. He was alright. You know, I thought he would be terrible. Did Helbig retire? Yeah, that makes sense. He's got a lot going on outside of football. Like actually, you know, he was like hanging out with Griezmann and stuff last year. So like he has like a life outside of football, unlike myself. Oslo, that's where he went. In the Super Series. Landers is still in Spain. Corey Lyles, Jack Mangle, Hamish McClure, Shaz, Javarian signed up. Johnny Uri would be interesting. Doyle. Like, there are some fun ones, but it'd be it's hard for them to really attract a quarterback when they haven't signed any offensive linemen still. I think Calvin's just went to the Mercenaries, like the Marburg. There's some good guys. There's definitely some talent now. Yeah, like they won't get Nielsen or Stromsted's still at the Raiders, but there's definitely some guys they still have to sign. Yeah, he's back in high school. That makes sense. Who'd you go for the 5 offensive line for the Torontos? Let's have a look. Carlisle's still in New York. That makes sense. Actually. I might need to watch him. They're playing in the Swedish league. Vikings are playing in the Swedish league. Yeah, Sebastian, is he? I feel like he's re-signed with the Galaxy. I might be wrong on that one. Offensive line. Let's see who's fucking left. Sup, SH? Adachi would be a good signing. I think Adachi would probably be a really good signing for them. Victor Askolov, I love him. Baffy is just signed to... He's already at Hamburg. Like, there's a lot. They could sign a lot of guys. But I think Adachi would probably be the guy I go after first. Like, he's a really good player. Oof, right, we've had that up for a while. Storm at number 3. Holy shit, really? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Storm at number 3. Wow. Alright, people. I'm not sure I agree with that. I know I don't agree with that. Okay. Now that's going to be controversial. So Vikings and Fire. Okay, now for the last poll. You say this one loud and clear just so there's no mistakes on anyone's end. This is for who is the best team so far in our way too early power rankings. This is the best team. This is not for number 2, this is for number 1. The number 1 team in the ELF is take your pick. William James is a little older though. I'm not sure if he's still playing. Because he was injured with Voslav, didn't play too much. Also, I don't think they really need him. Like, he's a great safety, don't get me wrong. But like, you look at Nordic, and they have Chad, who's going to play safety, and they've got Glanna, who's going to play safety, and then Nielsen can play safety. So I don't think they really need safety. So I think that'll be fine. I shall restart the poll. It's like 3 people. This is for who is the best team. The best team, the best team, the best team. This is for the best team. The best team. This one, the best team. Number 1 in the ELF. Number 1. Numero uno. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Who do you think is number 1? Yeah, like Nordic is so stacked, and I think people forget. Like, I don't know how people had them as saying, oh, they've got no homegrown talent. Like, that's just so wrong. It's unbelievable. Glenn, you can vote too, but I'm pretty sure I know who you're going to vote for. Oh shit. Did I put Storm? I put Storm, my bad. So you made a mistake, I made a mistake. Now we're even. My bad. My bad. We're even now. We're even now. We're even now. Okay, we go back to that one. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, Glenn, my bad. The fans voted for you at number 3. Would be not my opinion. Oh, cool. Up talking about Nordic. Okay, so this is number 1. Remember, number 1 team in ELF. Vikings taking a very early lead. They are stacked, and they do have some more incoming. You know, they're certainly not done. Ton of depth, ton of great young players, bunch of faces that have been there for a few years. Franchise quarterback as well. Oh, brother, I know who they've got. Like, I know a lot about a lot of these teams that's not like publicly released. That's why I'm gonna do one of like, this is just of how they are now, and then I will do one of like how I expect them to be, which will be different. Honestly, I have not watched much of them, if much at all. Let me have a little look. Will it be on Europlayers? Can't say I've watched too much. I don't have a bunch of evaluations on this year's GFL because GFL is just fucking awful. Like, the tape from GFL is fucking terrible. Brock Derman. Not here. Louisville. No, that's a. I mean, it could be him. Yeah, it's gonna be a great year. I'm not signed in still. So he's at Dresden and Louisville. But for some reason I'm not signed in because it signed me out. I don't know why it's done that. Let's watch some of his highlights.
Usually I'm for black excellence.
Here we go. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be a super competitive one for sure. So this is him from 2022, so a little bit older. His completion percentage isn't jumping out. I'll be honest with that. Quick, but the ball came out like his mechanics are quick, but that ball did not come out with a ton of fizz. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, see the ball's quite, I have doubts in his arm so far, just for the first few clips. Looks like he has a decent release, but like I said. Man, GFL is just its own thing. Like, GFL is just weird, man. But to play at Louisville was very impressive. Like, that's undoubtable. Not seeing a ton of arm talent though. I'm about to do a full evaluation of him at some point. However, our poll is nearly over. With Vikings being number 1. And Ryan being at number 2. Yeah, it does look like the balls are coming out quite floaty. So this is currently, unless we have a massive turnaround, how the chat have seen the power rankings going. I'll leave it a second while we look through all of them. Right, so as of currently, and probable, we got Cologne at last, which, yeah. Endurance at 15, Berlin at 14, Helvetic at 13, Munich at 12, Raiders at 10, Wrocław at Raiders at 11, Wrocław at 10, Hamburg at 9, Frankfurt at 8, Prague at 7, Paris at 6, Serge at 5, Madrid at 4, Nordic at 3, Rhine at 2, Vienna at 1. Nico, love Nico, great player. He's a good player. Solid Austrian quarterback. There's a lot of good Austrian quarterbacks coming. I'm not even done. I need to do my own one first. I'll speed through my own one. Of just how I expect them to be. Come the end of the year. Not bad. And then I'm sad to watch more games. Like, with this setup, watching the games would be a lot better. Right, let me go through my list now, because Vienna have taken a commanding lead. Now, who I expect to be where at the end of the season. That top 4 is just, it's tough, man. I'm going to put Ryan at 4. I'm going to put Madrid at 3. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Controversial as it may be, I think they've got a lot of talent in that team. Now, I need to move around some of these. Again, this is how I expect it to be at the end of the... Actually, no, you know what? Nah, you know what? Paris could be above Rhine. Oh man, this top 6 is actually impossible. Appreciate you, Carlos. I did talk about you a little bit earlier. See, now I know things, which makes me want to put Paris higher. Shit. Oh man, I don't really want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. One team has to be like kind of shafted. I really, 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 really want to put Paris high. But I just don't know who to put them higher than. Because there's like so many. And you know what? I'm going to get so many hate messages. I'm going to get so many hate messages. Do I want to put Raiders at top 7? I could. Are they better than the Galaxy? No. Raiders do have just a really good team. And then we'll put Munich will be higher. Munich will probably end up about here. I think they'll be around here. I'll put them here. And actually, you know what? I'll put them here. And then them like here. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm feeling them. I'm feeling Prague to be here. Top 10, baby. Top 10. And then this one, I'm quite happy with that one. Yeah. Yeah, this is how I think it's going to be now. Like, at the end of the year, this is how I think it could be. So we've got, like, the streams rankings of just where they got it, like, how it is now. And then this is my rankings of how I think it could be when the season is done and we have a potentially championship team. But like, I really, really am hot on Paris. Raiders, I think, are around that. It's tough, right? It's real tough. Because Raiders have kind of been hanging around the middle for a while, and they've got real good rivalry with Munich. Depends if Raiders can pull in some of those Italians. Those two teams, or these 3 teams, I think will be in like an interesting little combination of games. I think so. I don't think the playoffs have changed. I hope not. I liked the playoff structure last year. And then Berlin are not looking too hot. I think it'll probably end up like this. That's the end. Yeah. Yeah. Real tough. It's a tough one. Man, this is a really fucking hard list to make. Now again, anyone in the ELF or media members of the ELF wants to make one as well and have a list, send it to me. Yeah, I think it's sound. I do think they're going to be extremely good. They have all the French talent as well, which always just makes them better because they don't have to split talent with the Germans. Like a lot of the... No, they don't have to split talent. They do. They don't. They do. And then they don't. They do. They do. They do. So kind of, it's easier to build a roster when you have all of the talent in France at your disposal. All right. I think that's me. I'm happy with that. Shoot, go for it. Quiz me. I'm here for it. And I should have a graphic out today as well, by the way, which will be this one. Sneak peek on some of the names. Actually, you can't see the names. That's so clutch. You can't see the names. If anyone of you remember any players that I said I wasn't a massive fan of that were good, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3. I want to have 5, but the thing is, and it sounds like I'm being a proper dickhead, I didn't get a ton wrong last year. Like, it sounds like I'm playing up. I don't think I was like that far off many players. So like, I have 3 that I know I was wrong on, but I want 2 more. Just that I was maybe said they would be a bit average and they weren't, or something like that would be helpful. But I have 3 that I know I was quite wrong on. Expansion teams, Marseille. Me and RT have talked about this before on stream, and a few people. Marseille would be one of them that I think would be fun. London, maybe it depends if the finances are fine. I think that's about it. Maybe Dutch. Maybe go Dutch. I think London, Netherlands, and Marseille would be like my top 3, but I don't want the league to go too quick and have more teams fold. Yeah, I feel like I am. Maybe some people might disagree, but I feel like I am. Again, I need just a couple more of like players who prove me wrong. Because I have 3, definitely. One of which Alex will be referenced in. I think you can probably guess who I'm going to talk about. But I need just a couple more. And maybe I might have to look into one of my old power rankings or something and try and find it. Because there were some players I thought would be good and they weren't as good, but that would be kind of harsh to put into a list of like players I thought were good and were shit, I wasn't, there was some of them that I oversold. There was only oh shit, well there you go. I swear to God that was a fucking accident. Well, there you are, there's one of them. Well, I think that was kind of obvious because I referenced it a second ago, so that was kind of fair. Yeah, I think that's all. I just don't want the league to expand too quickly. This is what I'm talking about with the website, by the way. You said about the schedule is super zoomed in. I need to look. I think I was I wasn't too high on Fulford, and he wasn't great. Perry, maybe? I think I had him as like a 4, so I had him highly graded, and he was decent, but I don't think he was amazing. London will be immediately competitive. It's just so expensive. Like, London would probably be number 1 straight away into the power rankings. It's just so expensive. Spoiler. Trying to think who else. Who was I like not that high on? Maybe Raul? Might do Raul. Yeah, like I wasn't low on Raul, but like he wasn't on my top 5. Yeah, that's a good point. He wasn't on my like top 5 tight end list, and I think he probably was in my opinion, a all-star. So I'll put Raul on there. This is a spoiler alert for like the latest post. It's I don't know, honestly, no idea. It's been like that forever, or at least for the last like few months. I don't know what's going on with that, but is what it is. Maybe it's just me. Quarterback wise, I don't think I was like low on any of these guys that turned out to be really good. McKay, I had a high grade on. I think some people thought I didn't like McKay when I was talking about. I had one instance where a player thought I called him like McKay just because of my accent. They thought I was calling him like making fun of him and being like middle. Not the case. I just have like an English accent. Maybe Sullivan. I thought he was good. Yeah, maybe Sullivan, but I thought he would be good anyway. I don't think it was anyone on the Raiders that I wasn't a massive fan of. To be honest, let me think. There is already one from the Raiders that I have in there. But I don't think I was actively, like... I've really got the Raiders involved with one of them. Yeah, but there wasn't like a player. What it was. I've got one player from the Raiders that I was wrong about. But... You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't about teams. This is about individuals. No, not really. Like, I thought he would be... I think he'd be great because he came from GFL 2. But, like, he wasn't fantastic. Let me see if I have a grade on him. I don't know if I'll be able to find my old grade from him. There is one of them from the Raiders. I don't want to put two Raiders. I already have a Raiders player in there that I talk about. Like maybe Hamburg from last season. I don't think there's anyone outwardly that I was a bit like, yeah. Maybe Nazir. Maybe Nazir. Again, I wasn't like against him. That's the thing. Like it's kind of hard. Like a player that proved me wrong because I was never against Nazir. I thought he was good. I was very surprised when they released him from Helvetic. Maybe Helvetic should be making this kind of list. Helvetic definitely should make this kind of list because they've had Hike and they've had Nazir, and they let them both go, which is just strange. Yeah, Sullivan, great player. Probably would be an ELF, maybe ELF Hall of Famer if he stays another couple of years. Anyone here? Probably not. Maybe Majo, but again, I didn't have a grade on him, so he couldn't have proved me wrong because I didn't really have anything on him in the start because he kind of came out of nowhere. Same as Spiller. Didn't have anything on Spiller before the season. I was a fan of AFB. Missing AFB, man. Wish he would come back. Paris, I was harming pretty much everyone in Paris. I really thought they'd be a championship contender, and they kind of were. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling for that last one. Might need to go into some of my old videos and try and find if I like, you know what, I'll do that. I'll do that off stream. I don't want to watch all my videos on here because I think I've done that before at the end of last year anyway. I don't want to react to me reacting to my old tier lists. Maybe I just need to take a look at some of those old tier lists and see where I had certain E's. Because I would put Chad on there, but like I said in the video that he was a really good player, he just needed to stay on the field, and I was right about that. So like that's kind of a difficult one to say that I got proved wrong because I said in the video that he was a really talented player. So that one's not really wrong. Maybe I could stretch it a little bit and be like, yeah, well, you know. He proved me wrong by staying healthy and I guess I did say that he didn't turn the ball over that much. He did do a lot better at that in the season. So maybe Chad will be on there, but yes, that's actually a good idea. Let me write that down. I have like copies of everything. There we go. What's up, Maxi? I'm never wrong, bro. I'm never wrong. Ever. Never once. Except the times where I was. That's irrelevant though. Well, here we are, Max. I want you to stay for a second if you're here. That's my ones, and I think that would be my 8 through 1. Oh, I would be lying if I didn't say I heard the same thing. I don't know anything if that's true. I have not talked to Sandra about that at all. But like someone did say to me, oh, apparently he's like been linked with them, but I don't know anything about that. Good morning to you too. Right, we're coming to an end. I just need to have like that one more player that I need to look at the tier list for. Maybe I'll just like scan like my my channel. Hey, there we go. So yeah, I made a video about Chad that he was a good corner but a really good safety. Where was that? Yeah, how Chad went from a good corner to a great safety. So I knew he was good. See, I was gonna ask you about that, Maxi. I was gonna ask you if I could use those for when I'm streaming the games. Like when I'm streaming the ELF games, I want to use the inserts that we have on Sign Center, but I didn't want to take the piss, so so I didn't use them today. But I thought I'm gonna use them when I watch the games. Right, so these guys were wrong. Rookie receivers, not a lot of them actually finished the year. Yeah, I don't think they need me either. Right. Because there's a few that I was like overselling on. Like I oversold on Tut and he got like injured immediately. Which is just really tough. I was high on Tommy, but he like left immediately. I didn't think he didn't play a game in the year left. So I was kind of sad about that. Milan just had a full, actually that could be in itself one. So yeah, let's have a little look at the quality as well, by the way. The quality here is going to be way different now that I've got my new camera sponsored. This video isn't sponsored, but the camera was bought by Euronic, so I appreciate you guys. Now that we have this new and improved equipment. Look at that! I can't just move myself out of the way. Look at that. Isn't that outstanding? Hell yeah. Why is it so low? That looks so crazy different though, doesn't it? Holy shit. Yeah, no, I that's true. That's a good point. Right, so I had all the ELF. I was wrong about those ones. I oversold a couple of these guys. See, back then I was a little bit worried about, because I'd only just started doing YouTube content, I was a little bit more worried about being harsh. So I didn't really want to put too many in these roles. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to be a little bit more like honest. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's lagging a little bit. We just skip to the end. Role player. Yeah, kind of right mostly on those, to be fair. I need to go on like my playlists. I will do like these import tier lists again, by the way. Damn, I think it's because my CPU probably. Madrid, they did well. Glenner. Yeah, there we go. Luke Glenner. Bingo. Role player, Luke Glenner. Bad call. Here we are, Luke Glenner going in. Perfect. Yeah, man, that'll take me a while because I had quite a lot. Yeah, I think it's because lagging because I've got like so many different tabs open. But I think that'll do me, right? That's me done. I've got my list. I used the chat to help me make a graphic for today. I've got my power rankings ready for when Kanto is back up and I can put the monochromatic logos in and edit all that together. Outstanding. So I appreciate all you guys dropping in. I'm going to definitely try and make streaming more of a regular thing because I do enjoy streaming and it is like easier content, right? I don't need to edit or look for like a ton of tape. So I'll probably do, well, maybe I'll do, for those tier lists, maybe I'll do a stream for the tier lists. Maybe that could be fun. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I will depart now. So I hope you guys have an outstanding rest of your day. I'll see you later. I'll hopefully get the chat fixed next time. So it actually comes up immediately. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you next time.